Hi, this is Summer with Summer's Tips and Stitches, and I know it's been a long time, but I have a lot to share to catch everyone up. Let's see. So I will show you what I've been working on while I've been off, and a couple purchases, and yeah, a little, just a little update on what's been going on. So the first I would like to say is the last big release that I had done was a video where I announced my Gnome along from January 14th to February 14th. It's a crochet along where you are making gnomes. You can either make your own gnome or follow your own gnome pattern, or you can go to my YouTube channel and follow the tutorials I made on how to make the gnome that I designed. If I had been thinking about it better, I would have my gnomes closer, but they're over there. And at the end of each of those tutorials, I broke it up into 4 tutorials where I make specific parts of the gnome: the body, the hat, the nose, the arms and legs, and assembly. There is copied and pasted into the description the written pattern for that part. But then also I went over to my Facebook group, Summer's Tips and Stitches, and I put first an ODT, which apparently nobody could open. But then my husband showed me how to switch it to a PDF. And there's a PDF of the full written pattern together. That will run until February 14th. On February 14th, on the 3 different medias, if you will, I'll choose an Instagram winner, a Facebook winner, and then someone who's emailed me. If anybody emails me a picture, my kids will help me choose. No real criteria, just the cutest or whatever tickles our fancy. Whatever, because my kids will help me choose. And then I'll have 3 winners of that crochet along. So you can put your pictures on Instagram with hashtag Lovable Valentine's Gnome. And then there will be some pictures of gnomes there. You could also put a copy of it in an event that I created on the Facebook group, Summer's Tips and Stitches, or like I said, you can email me at summerstipsandstitches@gmail.com. If you don't do Facebook or Instagram, you can email me a picture of your gnome. Okay, so that's all that gnome stuff. And after I finish the gnome videos and making all the gnomes, I have been working on baby blankets. It seems like everybody my husband and I work with are having babies. And when I was cleaning out the basement, I took my big glass stash of baby blankets and I donated them. So I'm working off a fresh batch. So one of my coworkers is having a baby after multiple miscarriages. So I'm making in Mandala Happy this baby blanket because I think it looks like rainbow, and it's rainbow baby, right? When you have a baby after you've lost some. And I'm using the Hugs and Kisses pattern that Mikey from the Crochet Crowd, Yarn Inspirations. Unfortunately, the way the yarn repeated, it's going back to green and orange. Whereas before it went blue, orange, green, blue, orange, or reddish, blue, orange, reddish, pink, teal, orange, and so I didn't want to do another row of orange green right off this blue because it just did orange, green, blue. So I had to go to Joann's to get more yarn. Then I probably will make some little amigurumi to go with, a little cuddle toy. In the meantime, I decided while I was waiting, because I don't really like to do anything during the week. When I'm working Monday through Friday, I like to come home from school, feed the kids, do homework, whatever, sit and crochet. So then I went to, let's see if it says what box. One of my Crochet Society boxes. It's quite a while ago. Maybe 28? No, I don't know. But these are the 3 patterns that came. Now, at one point, I had started to make this lion, and then I stopped. I frogged it out. And I have found that crochet pillows stretch out. I don't know if it's the way my kids use them or they throw them or whatnot, or they get sat on. And so then they end up being stretchier than the stuffing in them. So I was like, I'm not going to do a pillow. I decided to make this. But this baby blanket is little. Here it is, finished. It is very little, as you can see. It's almost like a You could almost lay this on a changing table, except to get poop on it. I didn't necessarily follow their pattern. What happened is I didn't realize the right numbers on the skeins. It got very confusing for me. If you look in the Crochet Society up here, it calls for the letter, it calls them by colors and letters, the skeins of yarn, and a little number pattern. And I just got a little overwhelmed. I at one point sat down and like wrote them all out so I could keep them straight, because once you took the ball band off. So then I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my own thing. I just looked to see if I had done a color, and I hadn't done it in a while, and I pulled it out. That's how I did it. So as you can see down here, the yellow was under the pink. Up here, the yellow was above the pink. I didn't really care. You can't really tell. The only thing is I didn't have enough of this aqua to end on. So then I just ended on the white, and then I just went all the way down here. After doing the last row, I went all the way down here with a single crochet, back up with a single crochet, across the top with a single crochet, down the side, single crochet, back up to the single crochet, finished it. Now it looks all the same, except for the bottom is aqua and the top and sides are white. But I don't know what you do with such a small little blanket. There is leftover yarn from this, but it's very small little balls. Let's see if I can show you. Like, very small. So I thought I would save it in a little pile. And then if you remember from a while ago, I have that amigurumi book. And sometimes they ask for little bits of yarn to do that, you know, to make the nose or ears or a hair bow or something. So I'm saving those little bits for amigurumi. So those were the two blankets I was working on. Then I went shopping at Michael's. Now, I was very blessed this year, besides getting a cash present from my dad and stepmom. I got a cash present from my grandpa. I got a $500 bonus from my job. YouTube was really great this past December, making videos every day, and all of you guys who watched them, thanks so much. I made a few presents for people to give, and so then they paid for those. And so I went to Michael's and did a little shopping. I actually had way more when I first started, and then I'll show you what. Okay, so I first went right to the yarn section. My daughter wanted me to make her a sweater out of this. These are normally, as you would see, not my colors. And these were regular price. They were $10. This is a mandala, or no, this is a Caron cake, a skinny cake. So it's a DK yarn. And in the colorway Plum Pudding. So I'm pretty excited about that because I prefer DK. That's my yarn of choice. So I got 3 of these, and I'm going to look for a cardigan pattern for Maddie and make her a cardigan out of that. Then I saw these on the clearance rack. These were $4.99. These are Caron Cakes Cloud Cakes, and they are super soft. I don't know if you can see. Oh my gosh, it's like a cloud. It really is. And this is a 4 in the colorway Raspberry. Now at that point, Michael's was having 0 sales. So I didn't get any of my favorite Barcelona, the thick yarn that I like to make mittens out of. I didn't get any. I just was like, I'm not gonna pay full price on them because sometimes you can get them so cheap. So I had bought these 5 cakes. Now I'm going to show you what else I bought. They also had clearance, must be because of January and New Year's resolutions and all that jazz, all these storage containers. And you know us yarn people, these craft peoples, we love to organize and store our yarn. So I have a cart, very much like that one that Pamela has. It's a pink one. And then my sister came up and she saw it and she bought herself some yarn carts. For whatever reason, she went to another store and bought 2 more. So then she said I could have her other cart, and that's upstairs, and I still never assembled it because I thought I needed a cart upstairs by the couch and one downstairs. Well, while I was at Michael's, I saw this amazing cart. So I'm going to get this and show you. I'm still here. I'm just picking it up. You can see my beautiful Crochet Society blanket. that I finished in my beautiful pink crochet chair. Ooh, this is the new cart I bought. This one's a little bit more expensive. They had this regular cart, and this is like what the pink one upstairs looks like, and that was like $29.99, but this one was $59. And as you can see, it has all these things, like these ribbon rolls, which I thought I could put a skein of, like, you know, one of our traditional long skeins right through there, and I could pull off. And then right here, it has like this holy, like a metal plate or backing that has holes that you could put these little racks in, and you can hang stuff. And then like this little cup that I can put crochet hooks in. So basically it's like a tool organizer and a crochet cart all in one. So I bought myself one of these. And my husband's like, you really should sell that other one. You don't need 3 carts. I'm like, I don't. But I could take it to school. School always needs organizing too. So I got that at Michael's. I don't know how much the regular price are, but it was $59. I grand total had spent $100 at Michael's because of those 5 skeins of yarn and that big crochet cart. Well, I call it a crochet cart. You know, it's some kind of organizing cart. What do they call it? Chariot de Gramercy. Gramercy. I don't know. Okay, so then that trip was last weekend, actually. My anniversary weekend. We took the kids to his sister's house. Him and I went out to dinner. We went to movies. We went shopping at Michael's. We went shopping at a nerd store for him. He paints miniatures. So they had a nerd store in De Pere that he really liked, aside from my yarn nerdy store. And then all this week is when I started making that one baby blanket and finishing this. Okay, so now it came to this morning. I just finished last week of school, finished up report cards, got all that jazz done, lesson plan for next week. We got a big week coming up next week for basketball. And last night my husband's like, will you make me a baby blanket for my coworker? I'm like, I've already got one on the docket. This other one is too small. And he said they're having a boy, and he said he wanted to be really soft. So I got out some mandala cakes, ombre. It's like a blue-green, it's like peace or something. I don't remember what it's called. But he's like, no, softer, like that Bernat stuff. So I went to Joann's this morning. Joann's didn't have a phenomenal sale. These were $11.99 Bernat blanket yarn. I bought this plain old generic cream. That way it could be for a boy or a girl or whatever. I bought 3 of them because it was buy 3, get 1 free. But then I decided to get a 4th because I like to make a little amigurumi toy to go with, and I wasn't quite sure how big of a blanket that would make, and I wanted to have enough to make that little bunny. Now, I made one last year. After I make this video and put it in the description, I'll try to find the link to the video that I used a bunch of last year, Easter time, for a little bunny made out of Bernat blanket yarn. So I want to give them the bunny and the blanket together. I'll put that link in the description, like I said, because I have to find the pattern, because I want to make it. Then I bought 2 more of these. These were outrageous, people. I was so disappointed. They were $9.99. Isn't that horrible? I mean, Walmart didn't have it. I was just at Walmart this week getting, eggs. And I always run through the Walmart yarn section. And they didn't have any happy. So I was actually dying that I had to buy this. But I did. Because Joann's does have a coupon running where you can get 50% off of one regular price item, 40% off another regular price item. The Bernat yarn already was not counting as regular price because it's buy 3, get 1 free, or buy 3, 2, get 1 free. I don't remember what combo. So this was the 50% off. This was the 40% off. And I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to finish that blanket for my coworker, make her a little amigurumi. Okay, so that's 2 baby blankets, 2 amigurumis I got to make. Then I walked by a sale rack. And you guys, I should not have done it. But this yarn was so beautiful. Big Twist is closely coming to be one of my favorite cheap yarns. It used to be Karen, but Big Twist is really stepping up its game. They have, I mean, I bought their Big Twist that was made out of recycle yarn. I buy their Big Twist Sparkle. In fact, some of that Big Twist Sparkle I used in making my gnomes. Regular, just Big Twist acrylic. And then they had Big Twist Party. They also had Big Twist Comfy and something else. The Comfy was more of a rounded strand, almost like a cord or a string. And I was like, I didn't really like the colors they had. Their colors were gems, like white, burgundy, blue, green, but they were like bright gemstone, emerald green, sapphire blue, like a deep burgundy. And I was like, yeah, those aren't my colors. As you can see, it's all pink, purple, and blue. So I saw this. They only had 2. This is Big Twist Party. It has 240 yards. It's a size medium, but it's a very small medium. I wouldn't even say DK. And this is in the colorway Sea Breeze. So it's mostly blue, but you can see like hints of yellow and pinkish purple in it. I really love it. It is so soft. Then they had this one. And I bought all that they had of that, which was just 2. And then they have Big Twist Party, and this one is in the colorway Confetti, which very much looks like my other favorite yarn, which is like that carousel, that Lion Brand Hometown carousel. I love this. It's just all my favorite colors. Pink, purple, teal, blue, dark purple. And I bought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these because I don't know what I'm gonna wanna make out of it. And these are 240 yards. So that's 1,000 some yards maybe. I can make a little sweater vest out or a little cardigan for myself out of it. I don't know. So I bought all that they had of these. And then I bought all the 2 that they had of these. These are $2.99 each. Isn't that a good deal? So I snatched them all up. For some reason, my Joann's is always selling the Big Twist on clearance. So did I need any of this yarn? Technically, no. I mean, yes, sort of. Do you ever do that? Like, that's maybe why I bought 6 skeins of those Party, because I only had 2 Mandala Happy. In order to make a baby blanket of Mandala, I'm going to need 2 more, right? So, I mean, I needed 4 of them. And if I'm going to make a baby blanket and amigurumi for this person, I need 4 of these. So that's my advice to all you out there. You might feel like you're being wasteful. But if you see a yarn and you love it, you should grab 3 or 4 skeins, depending on the yardage, right? At least 800 to 1,000 yards, because if you're going to make anything decent out of it, you're going to need that many. And then you're always like me, running back and forth. The last thing I bought was this new hook. Now, you're like, Summer, you have a million hooks. I know. But because I've been doing the crochet club at school, and this coming Tuesday will be my last crochet club for the month of January, I brought all my big hooks, all my extra big hooks to school, because the little kids, I feel like it's easier to teach a little kid with a big hook and a thick yarn. So I brought in all my bulky yarn, leftover skeins from the hats, you know, and then I brought all my extra big hooks, just so I didn't have any at home. And I didn't want to go to school, because if I go over to school, I know I'm going to end up doing work, and I didn't want to do that. So that's it. I'm going to turn off this video. I'm going to turn on some true crime. Right now, I'm watching a horrible murder situation that happened right in Wisconsin. Well, I'll tell you, it's horrible. So, but they have all the courtroom. Why am I watching it? I don't know. It scares me. And then afterwards, I'm like, Jaren, please, I just want you to know there's no reason you need to grow up and murder me, because this story is about a son who grew up and murdered his parents. And I told him there is never anything that he could do that was so horrible that I wouldn't forgive him that he would need to murder me for. Right? Just get it out there. Okay. So I've been watching that. I just started watching a little bit last night. So that's what I got to do. I like this hook though. I've got to make that baby blanket with this fat hook. And this is a Bates hook, 10 millimeter And it's got this wood handle here. Hopefully this comes off. I'm going to be real disappointed if it doesn't. It's sticky there. The reason I bought this, though, is because I don't like the Clover Amour big hooks. Because they switch from a metal hook when they're doing their sizes, and then when they get to the big ones, to this weird white plastic. And it just feels weird to me, like when I'm holding it and crocheting, the way the yarn slides over that whitish metal, that white plastic, it just doesn't glide as well. And then, like I said, all my other hooks, the ones I normally use, are at school. So this was $5.44. So huge, real cheap. I like how it felt. I even looked the yarn for the Bernat, found someone who had pulled a big strand of the yarn out, and I crocheted to see how I felt with it right there in Joann's. And I'm like, good, I like this tool. Now I got to figure out somewhere to jam all this big twist that I bought. Luckily, at least 6 skeins of this by the end of the weekend will be a baby blanket. 2 baby blankets. I'm going to finish the Happy, start one for my boss, my husband's boss or co-worker. You guys, I'm ready for a big week of crochet, because next week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday and Saturday, my son has basketball games. He's got 2 independent games, and then Friday night and Saturday is the start of a tournament, which are in towns 30 minutes away. I mean, I can bring my crochet and crochet in between games, because if he's not playing, we got to sit there in the concessions area, and I can crochet then too. Okay, you guys, I love and miss you. I'm going to try to be better at making videos. It's just when school gets overwhelmed, I get overwhelmed, and when there's a lot of basketball games, I get overwhelmed, and I stop making videos. I'm sorry. I love you guys. I will try better to make videos. Keep making your gnomes, and either Instagram me at #LovableValentine'sGnome, put it in the Summer's Tips and Stitches Facebook group, or email me. And on February 14th, I will choose 3 gnomes with the help of Maddie, Jaren, and Flynn. Okay, talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching and subscribing. Thanks for liking and sharing my videos. And until the next video, happy crafting. Bye.